All right, so we went to the grocery store, we got a bunch of food. Now let's put it together and make a meal out of it. We have a few different options, so I'm gonna get a few different things going here. Stove's ready to go, got different pans on it. So when you go to the grocery store and you buy your food, you gotta basically meal prep. You don't have to just make one meal when you come home. You can make 2 meals at once, and you can make enough of each meal to have a bunch, right? So instead of really it only takes you a small fraction more of time to make multiples of something. So this is really how it works. This is the magic in eating healthy, in meal prepping. If you make one meal and eat it, yeah, it's going to take forever because you have to make every single meal. But no, we're not doing that, okay? So here's some things. So we got some portobello mushrooms. These are just really good protein source. We're going to throw these in here. We're going to get some things turned on here. I didn't turn it on ahead of time. I think this is all just straight up. Okay, we're cooking together, baby. We're cooking. So we're going to put these mushrooms right here. You know what? Let's get some other protein in here. We're going to throw this chicken in here too. Okay? And so that's getting going there. Now we've got a lot of other things that we want to start cooking. Well, let's get it going. Let's get the veggies. So we got a lid on this guy here. It's good for veggies. Okay, so now remember we got the peppers. Okay, so we cut these up. I got these ready ahead of time, right? So these are washed and cut. We didn't buy organic, but they didn't have them. But we washed them. And peppers are kind of like, remember, they're okay. It's kind of okay if you can wash the exterior of the produce and clean it off. That's the important part of a non-organic, right? As I mentioned with broccoli, how are you going to wash the exterior of all these tiny little things in there? You're not going to be able to do it, right? So something like broccoli is important to buy organic, okay? So we're going to throw some peppers in here into this pan. Before I go too far, let's go ahead and get some olive oil rolling in there. Just, boom. Okay, that might seem like a little bit a lot, but remember, we're meal prepping. We're making a lot of meals here, okay? So should probably turn that on too. That's just going to go on a medium heat. We're going to get a little bit more of these peppers in here, just like that. And if you've got a bigger pan, or if you want to cook all peppers, that's fine. We just cut them all up. All right, so we got that. We're going to throw some broccoli in there. And yeah, usually you don't mix peppers and broccoli, but guess what? Who cares? We're going for just healthy food here. It doesn't really matter. And if you don't like peppers and broccoli together, then don't put peppers and broccoli together. This is just all personal taste on your part, really. So you're thinking about what you like and what you don't like. We also got these organic green beans. I'll throw some organic green beans in there. Now these probably should have been prepped because these have little tassels on them. So, whoops. I'm going to have to detassel these. There's little stems on all of them. So maybe we won't throw these in there right now. We'll just pretend that those went in. They were already detasseled. The little stem dealers have been pulled off of there. Butternut squash, okay? Complex carb. Here we go. This is it. This is one of the many options you can have for complex carbs, okay? So we're going to go ahead and throw, not all of these. Some of these are looking funky. Such is the case with produce sometimes. When you get one, you're like, no, this isn't good. And then, of course, you just want to take it back, but this needs to go back to the store. Okay, in a perfect world, this would go into this pan right now, but we're not going to cook this because this is kind of going bad, and we just purchased this. I looked in, I didn't see that though. But that kind of stuff happens. This is the world of produce, okay? Things go bad, you buy it from somewhere, and I take that back to Trader Joe's, they're all right with it, no problem. Okay, so squash is in this pan, you're imagining it right now with me. For these veggies, we're going to cover it on a medium-low heat so these can cook. Now, with veggies, you don't want to overcook them. That's the whole thing. Really the problem with veggies. You want to get that olive oil wrapped around in there too, okay? The problem that happens when people cook veggies is they overcook them. We just want some steam going in here. It's called blanching the vegetables. So that's what's happening now. If you could zoom in here, you'd already see that this is steaming up. Okay, that's good. So we don't need to take a whole lot of time cooking our veggies. These will be done ahead of time. The mushrooms and the chicken, I can hear it's already cooking. I'm going to put a little of this olive oil on top of these mushrooms. Yeah, why not? Right there. Right there. Let that soak into it a little bit, huh? The other thing I talked about in the grocery store tour, salt and pepper. Well, yeah, makes things taste better. So I'm going to go ahead and hit these guys up with some salt and pepper. We'll do that. And if you're using the Himalayan salt or just regular sea salt, you're good. Okay? So I got this cooking. The proteins are cooking right now. I've got the veggies cooking. We've got the complex carbs cooking back here. The starchy squash, which is here but not cooking. We'll put this in here. It's not on, so we'll be safe. But then we'll just pretend that's cooking right now. Other alternatives, this pan right here on this fourth burner could be burning or cooking up some brown rice, some quinoa. There you go. Other things that could be happening right now, we could be opening up this can of black beans, putting this in a strainer. Remember, there's goo in here. You don't want this goo. The goo gives you gas. Goo equals gas. Okay, so put it in a strainer, rinse it. You'll actually see the beans and the stuff bubbling as you're rinsing it. Yeah, that's what would be happening in here if you didn't rinse it off. Okay, so rinse your beans. Makes it a lot easier to eat healthy when you're doing it that way. Okay, so we've got complex carbs. We've got, back here going. We've got our veggies going. We've got our protein going. We need to remember our healthy fats. So here we go with this guy, right? So we've got avocados for healthy fats. We've got the olive oil for healthy fats. And then you're good to go. Okay? So once these are all cooked, we just start putting them together. We add in some avocado, right? And you got your Tupperwares laid out like we talked about in one of the previous videos. You lay out your Tupperwares, you set it up, you put portions in like you see in your guide, how you're supposed to do it. It's just that simple. Like, it doesn't have to be something that's mind-boggling. Like, well, I don't get it. Okay, you need to dive into it. You need to get your pans on the stove. You need to get your food from the store. You just need to start cooking. Once it's done, you mix it together. Bada boom, bada bing. It's going to be delicious, especially because you cooked it. Your labor went into it. It always tastes better that way. Well, usually food tastes better when someone else makes it, but we're not going to go there right now. You're making the food. It's going to taste great. Put some salt and pepper on it, some olive oil. There you go. All right, so dig in, get creative, and give me some feedback on this. Let me know how it's going for you. We'll obviously keep making more videos, so if you've got some very pressing questions, I'll address them in the future. All right, there we go.